Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome back to the WCS American Qualifiers. I'm here with Total Biscuit. How you doing today, Total Biscuit?
A lot better than you, by the sounds of it. You guys have been working so hard today. In fact, Axel Toss has just given up and left, from what I've seen.
He's got to take a little bit of a food break. He'll be back probably for the next match. But today, we have Oz versus Demuslim coming up. Why don't you do the player intros? You're definitely sufficiently more skilled at that than I am.
Only thing I'm any good at. Yeah, sure. Okay, so Daybreak. Here it is, ladies and gentlemen. We got an AG team kill on our hands. This man, who has been hyped by pretty much everyone, the #1 GM in North America, and has been working on it in every other region as well. In the blue trunks, playing Terran to the northeast, it is EG's Demuslim. Versus his opponent. A recent acquisition here for EG. Former Fnatic in the red trunks playing Protoss. To the southwest, it is EG's Oz.
So, as far as I can tell, I think Oz's PVT, it's kind of gone in spikes as far as his performance. He came out with that, he was like the first person to do cannon expands in PVT. And he really kind of did really well for a short time using that build. But then it kind of fell off, and he really became a lot more known for his PvZ, defeating Stefano at a point in time when very few people, very few Protoss could really take him on.
Yeah, that's absolutely true. And it's so weird to think that cannon expand in PvT was a thing for such a while because of him. And it worked for a while, as you said. But yeah, his PvZ, and he's also known for his comments regarding PvP, which unfortunately came back to bite him in the arse after that. Because he said that PvP is the most skillful matchup, and if you lose, it's always your fault, and then went on a string of losing PvPs, so...
I think it was something like 0-12 and got knocked out of every Korean tournament at Protoss.
Yeah, that was the last thing that you should be saying in that situation. But, you know, I like Oz a lot. He's an absolutely fantastic player. Great pickup for EG. Obviously trying to strengthen their Pro League lineup. And considering their recent performances under Coach Park, the miracle worker, evidently those guys were good acquisitions. Oz going to go for the standard Gateway expander. His Gateway was just a little bit later. Nothing wrong with that. Get your economy rolling on a map like Daybreak. Who the hell is going to complain? And now, finally, he takes his gas on 18 supply.
Have you seen this build being used very often in PvT with the expansion before the gases?
Expansion before gas? I haven't seen it a huge amount, I've got to say. Usually, it's like you get the gas just to be safe. But I think like on maps like this, it's especially when you know who your opponent is. Like, you're talking about Ben here, his teammate. When you know what your opponent does in this matchup, you can skip the gas, take it a little bit later, and you're still absolutely fine, but you've got a slight economic edge. And it seems like that was the right thing to do in this situation because we saw that one barracks gasless expand come in from his opponent.
Yeah, it definitely was. The one thing you have to be careful of when you get the gas this late is, of course, if your opponent opens Reaper, you're going to take massive, massive damage. Yeah.
Yes.
But like you mentioned, you know, he knows how Ben plays. He knows the Muslim style, and he's like, well, Daybreak, the odds of him going Reaper are so low, you know, we'll just take that faster expansion.
Yeah, and what we're seeing from Demuslim here is a strategy that is certainly being popularized, I feel, by Flash at the moment, which is that 3cc on one barracks build, which is unbelievably greedy and also unbelievably awesome if it's as awesome as the player is.
Yes.
If you try this in Gold League, you're dead 99% of the time. If you're as good as Demuslim or as good as Flash, then you can end up in such a powerful position.
I think it's a great reaction also to knowing that because Oz, you know, got the Nexus before Gas and Psycor, he won't have a really fast warp gate. So, and one of the big things is that means you can delay your bunker because no stalker coming at you very early, and that extra minerals you can use to get that faster command center. Test the micro here for Demuslim. 2 Marines versus Zealot. Oh, the SCV. Oh, there is a stalker already here.
I like this.
Yes.
Oz was really sneaky here because he picked off the SCV and is now picking off yet another SCV coming in here, which is a wonderful thing to do. I mean, this already has done absolutely phenomenally for him.
It has. Demuslim's shown great micro so far, only losing one additional SCV past the one that died trying to build that bunker. But he still lost a lot of mining time. Definitely makes it pay itself off for Oz, and he got the very important scout up the ramp, saw that third command center with the Zealot Stalker.
Yeah, he played that so well, I've got to say. And I think he got more than he even hoped for with such a small little maneuver there. It looked like Demuslim was... he was preparing for it, but if you notice the way that the Marines reacted, Demuslim didn't actually move them. That was all auto attack. So the first 3 salvos hitting that Zealot were actually only from a single Marine. Ben wasn't able to respond quickly enough. I should stop calling him Ben. That's really weird on a cast. But Demuslim wasn't able to respond quickly enough with the second Marine and actually do the damage to the Zealot that you would have necessarily expected. He wasn't stutter stepping or anything like that, which means that Oz was able to do slightly more, and that was enough to make this really messy for him. Once again, Demuslim now is in a horrible spot. There's 5 Stalkers in his base, and he's only got 3 Marines.
That's a lot of Stalkers. The one thing those Stalkers could get pinned, Stalkers don't kill SCVs that fast. If the SCVs can get this around, those Stalkers will fit on. Ben's trying to get this around. Is he going to get it?
Well, it's looking pretty difficult right now. Oz has got his dancing shoes on and still hasn't lost the Stalker. He finally loses one on the way out, but has killed yet more. Oh, wonderful use of the Sentry. Absolutely fantastic here from Oz, and Demuslim is struggling hard here to handle this. Zealot's following. I mean, this could kill him right now. GG, that's it. What a great start from Oz.
What an amazing micro clinic put on there. The Stalkers were dancing back and forth. I love how he's focusing exclusively the Marines. They didn't want to waste too many attacks spread amongst the pack of SCVs.
Yeah, that was great. Oz's control was absolutely impeccable there. It's funny, I'm looking at the performance at the end. Oz spent 2 of those 8 minutes supply capped just because he was just fighting at that point. But that was incredible. Like, Oz put on such a great show there. It was a short game, but it was literally flawless.
It was.
And Demuslim went for the greedy build, and it got read and totally shut down there by Oz.
Some great play by Oz. Let's see if he can take Demuslim down in game 2 just as convincingly. We'll be right back after a short break.